There are more mixed messages about the status of peace talks between the U.S. and Iran. President Trump says the two will resume talks in Doha tomorrow, but Iran's senior negotiator denies a meeting is even scheduled. Over the weekend, both sides tested the fragile ceasefire by conducting a new round of strikes. Iran says it targeted U.S. facilities in Bahrain and Kuwait, while U.S. forces struck Iranian military sites near the Strait of Hormuz. The Pentagon says it was in response to Iran's attacks on oil tankers. The White House insists the strait will be open for all, even though ship traffic is still a fraction of pre-war levels.
The bottom line, the macro picture is that the straits are going to be open, Iran's not going to have a nuclear weapon, and the global oil market is going to be safer.
For more, let's bring in CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang. So do we know if these talks are even going to happen tomorrow?
Lindsay, it really depends on who you ask, because as you mentioned, President Trump and Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, said that they are happening tomorrow in Doha, and that the president's top negotiators, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, would be leading these very high-level discussions. But the Iranians are saying something different. While they do say that there are discussions happening in Doha, they say it is with Qatari mediators to just fill in the details of that memorandum of understanding that we have been reporting on, which is not the final peace agreement. And they went on to say that there are no talks on the books between the U.S. and Iran. And so there is mixed messaging there. There's also mixed messaging with regard to the Strait of Hormuz. We do know that traffic has slowed after those strikes over the weekend, but the U.S. insists that all traffic is moving freely, while the Iranians say that they are still talking about details about the traffic and about the tolls with Qatari mediators. So, Lindsay, this is all very confusing when the two sides can't even seem to agree on whether they are going to come together to talk about a final agreement. However, we should know more tomorrow, since these talks are supposedly happening, and we might be able to get a summary, an official readout from the White House about what Witkoff and Kushner are talking about overseas, and probably most importantly, who they were talking to, whether it was actually Iranian officials. Lindsay.
Maybe they call themselves Whitmer. That wouldn't be a bad name for both of them.
I'm going to start using it, see if it sticks.
Yeah, I think it will. Weijia Jiang, thank you.